Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be my second episode, which is weird, I guess second video. But today, it's still daytime, but tonight we're going out, so I thought it'd be fun to do a like sultry going out, smoky eye, very like nude, tan, bronzy look together. So let's get into it. And your girl is breaking out. I've been trying very hard to not touch my face and not use anything that I know my skin will react to, but I did just change some of my hormonal medicine around, which is why I'm assuming we're having a breakout. I'm just gonna try to deal with it and not stress out so much about it. We gotta cover it up a little bit and you can see how that works. The first thing I'm gonna do is go in with my Refi primer. Then while that's drying, I'm gonna go in with my Tatcha serum stick and just use that anywhere that I feel like I need extra hydration. I really love this as somebody who's in their 30s, just to add a little bit of moisture before I put on all my makeup. I feel like it helps my makeup sit really smooth and very nicely on the skin. Now, my favorite way to cover up any like dark mark or acne that you have going on is to use a pot concealer. So I absolutely love the NARS pot concealer. This is like my go-to for covering up acne or acne spots. So I'm just gonna tap that in over any of my acne. And then I'm gonna put it over any marks or discoloration that I have as well. And then I want to let that sit for a decent amount of time. So we'll give this a few minutes just to really make sure that it sets and sits on the skin. Since we want to have really glowy makeup, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow and just put this all over my skin as kind of an underneath of the foundation that I'm going to put on. We're just going to press all of that in, and same thing with the concealer that you put on. You just really want to press that into the skin. I feel like that really helps with not having the concealer move around or stay in place because you're pressing it in rather than rubbing it in. Okay, now that that's blended all in, we'll go in with the foundation. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Say Slip Tint. I broke the pump somehow, so I just have to put it on my beauty blender like this. And we're just going to do the same thing as really press that into the skin. This is a very lightweight foundation, so I usually, if I'm going somewhere or doing something and I want to build it up, I'm usually using about like 2 or 3 pumps. Next, we're going to go in with concealer and go into anywhere that I kind of want to brighten up. So my under eyes, do a little lifting here in the corners, and then same thing in here. I like to put concealer here because it kind of masks your smile lines a little bit, so it can help kind of like cover those up. I'm gonna do a little more here. I don't want to draw too much attention to my skin or my chin, so I'm not going to put too much concealer kind of anywhere in the lower half of my face because I just really want that pot concealer to kind of help cover all that up. And then we're going to go back in with that concealer brush and just lightly start to move everything forward and tap upward. Same thing with the under eyes. We want to be really gentle with this area because it's very thin skin and very delicate. So we just want to slowly pat in all of our concealer there, bring it through, bring it down. Same thing on this side. I like to use any leftover and just kind of build out my brow area and give that a little lighter shade. Next, I'm going to do my brows. So I'm going to go in with my NYX Brow Mascara and just make these really pretty and fluffy. Okay, brows done. So now we're going to get into all of the bronzy goodness. I can find my bronzer stick. Okay, so for all the bronzing, I love the LYS bronzing stick. It is a really bronze though. It is like very, very bronze. So just be delicate with how much you put on your skin. I always like to kind of keep the bronzer or anything that I'm doing on my face kind of more angled upward just because I have a little bit of a rounder face and I really like it to look a little bit more lifted. So I'm always putting my blush and my bronzer more towards the temple or my hairline rather than on my true cheeks. Then for this, I'm going to take a more packed brush and again, just press this into the skin. I feel like when you're pressing, it can really help with keeping all of the makeup in place. Sometimes I feel like when you're kind of stroking through, it is creating more streaks along the skin. Hi, baby. You want to come here? I have a visitor. Miss Rose, if you want to come in here, you gotta say hello. Say hello. She loves makeup, mainly because it tastes delicious. Okay, don't lick it all off. Just gonna do the same thing here and press all of that in. Also bring it into the hairline so it really looks natural. And then build out the jawline. And as you can see, that really bronzed our skin up, which is great. For blush, I'm kind of struggling on what blush I want to choose. I have the Patrick Ta, this one, She's Flush, that I use a lot, but I think I don't want something as pink. I really do think I want to stay more brown. So I might go in with my Rhode. Which one is this? This is Toasted Teddy is what I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something I usually don't do, and I'm going to put it on my hand and then blend it in because I want this all to look like really, I don't know what I want to say. Like I want this to look very like natural and dewy. I don't necessarily want to put the blush on my skin. I can kind of warm it up in my hand and then place a little bit into the cheek area. And I'm keeping the blush really closer to my temple and my hairline because I do just want to have that really like sculpted look. I really do love this Rhode blush because it's very easy to blend, but it also is so subtle. It's not super intense of a blush, and I'm really actually impressed with this formula. Oh, what are you doing? Are you being silly girl? Are you being a silly girl? Are you being a cutie silly girl? Girl, I know. And now, because we look so crazy flushed, I really want to blend this in. So we're going to spend a good few minutes here just blending the hell out of this. Chisel out the cheek, a little bit of concealer here. This is a new thing that I've tried to be implementing a little bit more, just to really define my cheek better, especially because I have such a brown face. I kind of like how this chisels into my natural cheekbones and jawline. And I'm going to take the really fluffy side and just blend a little bit more so it looks seamless, so it doesn't look like I have this big concealer line. I feel very good with this so far. Okay, now that we finished our base, let's do our eye makeup. For the eyes, I want to use my fave palette, which is of course the Makeup by Mario palette right now. I don't want to go too golden or too brown. I would say I kind of want to go for more of a neutral brown because the cheeks and the blush that I decided to go with are very like neutral brown. So I'm going to go in with more of the cool tones, which is going to be this color right here. And I just think I'm going to do maybe these two. I think this might be a little, or maybe these two, just depending on how I feel. Because then I also want to do a really smoky eye. And I am using a fluffy brush for the base color. On this side. And really when I use a fluffy brush, it's not supposed to be incredibly like picking up a ton of color. You just really want to make it even all the way around, build out the crease a little bit. You can also go in windshield wiper motions or kind of circles just to get the color everywhere. Makeup by Mario palette is like so lightweight in terms of pigment that I do go in a few times to pick up a lot of color, but that is also why I like it because it's not anything crazy. So that color is pretty muted. I'm actually going to go in with a darker color in the corner of my eyes. I'm going to go in with this color right here. I should probably be using a more packed brush, so something like a little bit smaller, not as fluffy, but I already went in with it, so we're just going to roll with it. But what this does is it's going to build some dimension, give you a little bit more of that like smoky eye, and when we do the liner, it'll look really nice together. Now you can kind of see how that sculpted out the eye a little bit more compared to this side that's still pretty flat. And when you build out the color in the corner, you really just want to make sure you're blending it through. It's really easy to kind of just create a natural line from where you put the eyeshadow to where your other eyeshadow is. So I always like to really blend it and fluff it out, which is great for the fluffy brush. We're gonna do the same thing in this eye. And for this, I usually don't go in with as big of swipes or as motions. I'm usually going in with smaller little circles, kind of trying to build out the crease a little bit, but staying much more in one area. I'm not trying to bring it around the whole eye. I'm really trying to stay in this corner and build up the color in this one area, and then flare and brush out a little bit just to kind of create that more dramatic eye. I always like to make sure it looks even. And I do like to spend a good time here blending. The other thing you can do too is you can kind of go through very lightly and blend. This, I feel like, really awakened my eyes, so I really like this look. The one thing I do want to go in with is I do like to usually use a little bit of a lighter eyeshadow just kind of in the corner here, just to really brighten up my eyes. So I am going in with more of like a concealer packed brush, and I'm just picking up this lightest shade. I feel like this is a little too yellow, so I want something that's a little bit more white, and I just kind of want to put this in the corner of my eye and bring it through a little bit. And this just is going to help brighten my eye, especially when you're going in with something really smoky. It's nice to have a little break of that. And that's what I'm talking about. Like when you look away, like it looks really dramatic. It looks like very intense, but when you get really close, you can see how natural that eyeshadow really looks in your eye, which I love. And now I want to go back with my fluffy brush. I'm going to wipe off any of the extra pigment that I have. And I really just want to start blending this all in together. I really want it to look super seamless. I don't want it to look too dramatic anywhere. Okay, I love it. So now let's go in with the liners. So the first liner that I'm going to use is the MAC. I don't even know what they call this. This is just an eyeliner, graphic black eyeliner. And I'm going to put that all in the waterline. I don't want to go too crazy though. So I'm just going to do a few swipes on the waterline of it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to use is my NYX, what do they call these? They call this Epic Ink Liner in black. This is more of a liquid eyeliner. This is one of my favorites that I use all the time and I really like it. I don't want to go for anything super crazy, so I'm going to do a little wing and then brush it out. I'm going to do it in my mirror so it's a little easier. Okay, then you can see I kind of stop in between the eye. I am going to brush out this line a little bit just so it's not so thick. But how I do that is I'm just going to go in with my finger. And then I kind of just wipe away any of the excess, just so I get a little bit of a crisper line. And go back in and really define the line. Black eyeliner is gonna be the death of me. Let's do our lashes. As you guys know, I am not a fake eyelashy girl, so I'm going to use my Tarte tubing mascara. I've been really loving this. I do really love this mascara. I'm going to wipe off any extra. I am so happy with how this turned out. I feel like it's like super glowy, really nice. I'm going to put a little bit of powder on, I think, just because it's a little shiny in a few places, but I'll wait a second. I want to finish the lips. So I have 2 lip liner shades. The darker liner is what I'm thinking. Oh, and I should say this is the Morphe lip liner in Honeymoon. It's a really good nude. And then I think I just want to use my Rhode lip tint in the, what shade is this? Espresso. Set this. I'm using the Urban Decay setting spray all-nighter. Okay guys, here is the final look. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I feel like it's very glowy, dewy. It's not overdone though. I think the eye makeup really makes your eyes pop and look very bright. The browns are so nice on the cheeks, but I'm really happy. Yeah, I feel like it's almost like you, but like enhanced kind of vibe. Yeah, I think this looks really good. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you like this, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. So see you guys soon.